Lots of porn is marketed with tiny penis getting destroyed, or, you know, big, black, etc.
Europa's grootste porno-awards zijn uitgereikt in Amsterdam. Wij spreken met een van de grote winnaars, Erika Lust.
As soon as they arrive, you start taking pictures.
Mom, these people are my family.
Family? Where did you find them all? At the circus?
Erika Lust. Is Lust a stage name? Is it your real name?
Lust is a taken name. Obviously, it works in many languages.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
I'm Swedish, so it also works in Swedish. And yes, actually, what happened was that I was calling the production company Lust Films, and then I said, well, I should just be Erika Lust.
I forgot my whiskey. So when you're pansexual, that means that you can be with absolutely anyone you want.
Anyone.
Next year, I'll have been in this industry for 20 years, so I've been around for a while. I have won many awards, but it's always a bit, you know, exciting. You are always a bit nervous, and you never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and you won 2 last nights? One for the film and one for the actress?
Last night we got awarded for Best Acting. Nicole Kitt for her role in The Wedding.
She's gorgeous.
She is absolutely gorgeous, and she's a fantastic actress. And we also got awarded for Best Feature Film. It was a movie that I really wanted to do after the pandemic, that I felt that we had been so separated, and I wanted to make a movie where lots of people were coming together and were kind of celebrating life and sex and joy. I love when people come together, watch porn together, and start talking about sex, because I feel that sex is a subject that is still very taboo in the world we live in. It's passed to the dark corners kind of society, and people are kind of bad at talking about sex, and people feel so ashamed by, you know, their own fantasies, and so many people think that somehow that they are perverts, and that they have too dark fantasies. And still, when we start talking about it, so many things around sex we have in common.
You're a big advocate of ethical and female-friendly porn. But ethical and porn, it sort of sounds like a contradiction. Can you explain?
Well, that happens to lots of people because they consider an ethic way of behaving as kind of something very moral and value-based. And then when they think about porn, they think about a genre that many times have been exploited, and that is quite chauvinistic, sometimes even racist, and that has lots of kind of violent values in it. And a lot of the porn that's out there on the internet is that kind of porn. If you go out on the street and ask people what they think about porn, that's the kind of porn that comes to their mind. But actually, porn is very diverse, and lots of different kinds of porn exist. But not so many people know that this kind of alternative indie, cinematic, feminist, ethical porn exists. Many people, when they look at porn, they don't even see the way it's marketed and branded, because lots of porn is marketed with tiny penis getting destroyed, or, you know, big, black, etc., or tiny little Asian, or sexy Latina, and, you know.
But quite racist as well, what you say.
It is very racist. It is, you know, a structure that decides to not only exploit the primary features of people, but also fetishize on them. And I think that part of the concept of ethical porn is understanding that people who are performing in porn have agency, and they, you know, it's not only about them getting paid fairly on set and them having good working standards. It's also about how they are being represented on screen, how they are being marketed, how the whole product is being distributed.
Yeah.
I see myself sometimes like some kind of a spy almost, who gets into, you know, the realm of masculine, heterosexual, heteronormative kind of sexuality, you know, that porn somehow represents. And then little by little, I start sending out other messages of how we can relate sexually with each other. And I get very, very happy when I receive feedback, especially from, you know, from men, from heterosexual men who hadn't really thought outside the box of their sexuality. And they write back to me and they tell me, Erica, my God, I would never have thought I was going to watch a queer film. And suddenly I did watch it and it was sexy. I liked it. I would really like to see that shift from what I call a slightly sex-negative culture towards a much more sex-positive culture where it's accepted to, you know, to explore your sexuality, to talk about it, to feel more empowered and freer and liberated, and not to be judged by that.